Ever since I was about 4 years old, I dreamt of entertaining, making people laugh, be inspired, feel good. And I do it the only way I knew how, with my voice. Listen to my story.
I have a bad feeling about this.
What?
Oh, great Scott!
No need to panic.
Very Captain funny, Jack
Just your
Sparrow,
friendly
if you
neighborhood
please.
Spider-Man. Bit of Atlantis.
All right, we get it, blah, blah, blah.
What is a voice actor? Well, someone who spends their time in a little padded room talking to themselves.
Imagine a voiceover that could actually turn a boring old day into an exciting movie.
Wait a second, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
We have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
So who's playing first?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Margot.
Who are these people?
More on that after a word from our sponsor.
Oh, this is heavy. All voices are tones, and essentially you can get from one tone to the next by adding a little depth,
Yeah, but damn, but don't!
giving a little texture, raising the pitch, or giving it an accent.
Oh, man.
It's crazy the way these voices intertwine.
Well, now I'm impressed.
It was great. I was making a living as a voice actor in Hollywood, and a good one. Until one morning, I woke up, and I had no voice. This wasn't in the plan. Difficulties, hardships, trials, they never are. But they're there to see who we are and what we'll do with them. You may be going through one right now. The question is, what are you going to do with this gift? Yes, it's a gift to anyone that knows they're here to do more, to make a difference, to dream bigger than you presently are so you can achieve more than you ever dreamed. Because life is always going to throw you a curveball. And as a voice actor in Hollywood, where if I do my job right, no one knows I exist, I've learned to be ready for anything.
Okay, James, we'd like to take it one more time from the top, but this time, can you do it with a German accent?
One man.
You talking to me?
And you are
Ian McKellen.
Benjamin Lyon, Ron Howell, Justin Tim, Daniel Radcliffe, Matthew McConaughey, Christian Slater,
Jack Nicholson. One throat. Nicholas Cage.
Johnny Carson.
Many voices.
He's out of control!
Even that's all, folks.
Just me in a little padded room, talking to myself.
Hey everybody, I'm Stacey J.
And I'm Chuck Duran.
Welcome to part 2 with James Arnold Taylor. Here we go.
One of the coolest character voices of all time for me, my personal favorite, is Fred Flintstone.
Ooh, me too.
And I've had gazillions of people do Fred Flintstone for
me too.
And I've never been really impressed. I've been like, yeah, man, that's really good.
Who was that again?
But
Okay.
when I heard you doing the voice, I was like, wow. But what really tripped me out was that I couldn't believe that it was actually coming out of you. Right?
5'4", 115 pounds.
And you told me earlier that there was a little story involved with that. Can you share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, so Alan Reed was the original Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
And he did all the old cartoons. Now, Alan could not sing. He could not sing, so he had a singing double. So anytime you heard Fred Flintstone sing on the show, it was a fellow by the name of Henry Corden. Henry Corden took over for Alan when Alan passed away in the 70s and became the voice of Fred for about 30 years. And his Fred was a little bit different, a little more Jackie Gleason to it. Mm-hmm. And when he was ready to retire, they did a nationwide search. Thousands of voice actors auditioned all over the country. And it narrowed down and narrowed down and narrowed down. It finally got down to 3 people, and I was one of the 3. Yay! And I walk into the room, and literally, the director looked over me.
He's like,
Aw, really?
Where is he?
where is he? I'm right here.
Right here.
Oh, see, if that's not just like,
Yeah, right? And I'm
Wait
like,
for it,
come on.
mister.
Yeah. So Henry Corden is there because he's going to be part of the whole process. And he comes in and meets with me and all that, and we're talking. And then so I start doing the voice. And I'm in the booth, and behind the glass, the director's going, no, it's not there. It's not deep enough. And the engineer goes, he's actually deeper than Henry. Well, it's not, I don't know, maybe it needs a little more. And Henry goes, would you stop looking at him and just listen? And it was like, and she went, okay, you're right. And so, and again, that was Henry's just regular voice, but
Yeah.
So, Fred Flintstone is writing Wilma, Bonnie, oh, brother.
right in there, and that's Alan Reed's Fred. But Henry's
Was a little more to the moon, Alice. It was a little more that. So now I try to combine a little of both of them. My little pebbly poo, and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
and there is Fred Flintstone, and so I've been very fortunate to be the voice for a
How
while.
how long was the process from first audition to getting looked over in the booth?
Months. I want to say probably 3 to 6 months at least. I can't remember now because it was about 10, 11 years ago. But it was a long time. And I remember my agent calling me up going, Fred? And I'm like, oh, come on. Because, you want those classic
Heck
characters.
yeah,
I've been,
man.
so
That is
fortunate.
a legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I am not him on the current commercials for Fruity Pebbles.
We'll just DVR through
Who'd
those.
they use for that?
They used, I have no idea. But what happened was they changed ad agencies, and this happens in voiceover.
Yeah.
You have to re-audition. I had to re-audition. So I re-auditioned. They went through the whole process, and they still came back to me. And then they decided, I was in the session, and this was kind of a weird thing. Here's some behind-the-scenes stuff. Now, this is where it gets a little seedy sometimes.
VO Buzz Weekly behind the scenes.
This is the dark side of voiceover.
The dark side of voiceover.
Lean in, everyone.
So when you're doing an animation session, it's just basically, like Gordon Hunt, Helen Hunt's father, directed so many of those old ones, and he was my director a lot of times on the Flintstone stuff that we did. And he was great, but so I'd go in to do it, and you'd say the lines, great. You do a commercial, and you've got 15 seconds, and it's
Post Fruity Pebble cereal, part of a good breakfast. Yeah-ba-dabba-doo.
and they've got it, and then they time compress it, and then they want hit chocolatey, hit this more, hit part of a good, and you're like, you just pull all the acting out of it.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Right.
shake it out, And so they kept playing me the scratch track, which was like one of the guys in the office. So the scratch track is the track they use as a
As a template.
Right.
so you can hold a place. And they said, well, the client's really used to the scratch now. So could you sound like the scratch?
Oh,
my
no,
God.
that's not true. Stop.
And I said, well, do you mean the inflection? You want me to hit the inflection like that? No, can you actually do one that sounds
Oh
like the
my
scratch?
gosh.
And I'm like Mr. I want to be the Tom Hanks of voiceover. I want to be a nice guy. But I went, yeah, but that doesn't sound like Fred Flintstone. They went, well, yeah, but if you could just do it. So I did, and I went, okay. And we had a session where literally 2 hours of me going,
Yabba-dabba-doo!
over and over and over, and they're like, well.
For 2 hours?
Oh, no.
And I kind of saw the writing on the wall. I thought, okay, I probably won't be doing this anymore. And the last one I heard sounded like the scratch track. So either they found somebody that actually was
Or
that,
they
or
just
they actually
used
gave
it.
that guy the job. Which, no offense to him,
Yeah,
I wish you
well,
luck. But Jeff Bergman, who was Barney in all the commercials, Jeff does an amazing Alan Reed as well. So I think they're going to be doing a reboot of Flintstones, and I think Jeff is going to be doing the voice of Fred because I did not get the job. So, but that's the other thing about voiceover.
Exactly,
I
man.
know.
This goes to you, that goes to him.
Yeah.
Somebody calls you for something, somebody that could do it better, you turn them on to the job.
Because you're now available for the next thing that's meant for you.
Exactly.
That's right.
We're talking
That's
big
right.
time. Jat!
Let's fill these mugs up halfway.
Jat, baby. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic, man. I mean, what a great story. Really, really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. And, and the spectrum of, so you've got
Fred Flintstone over here.
and Johnny Test, who's 11 years old and totally awesome over here, who's
love
like this
Johnny
whole
Test.
new kind of cartoon. And I get to do all these other voices on that. And we're starting our 7th season pretty soon here on Johnny Test, which is like the show they wouldn't have thought would have gone one season.
Yeah.
So
And you're doing Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and
which
Clank,
is-
there's going to be a movie coming out.
I know. It's a great video game
Yeah.
series, and now it's a movie. Love
Ratchet
it.
and Clank has been a video game series for about 11 years, and I've been Ratchet throughout all of them except the very first one, which was another very talented brother turtle of mine, Mikey Kelly, was the voice originally. And then, again, as it happens, I got recast as him. And there's going to be a movie in 2015. Ratchet and Clank the movie. It's going to be 3D, CG, and I'm
Love it.
the lead. So it's myself.
I'm glad
and
that he
David
didn't say,
Kay.
but I can't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I know.
I'm not supposed to.
I'm not going to tell you the story, but
Yeah.
but
Scene 1.
yeah.
Ratchet standing.
Now we know there's a movie coming out in 2015 that we
Okay.
want to see.
Yeah, you can see the trailer, I think, even online. You can
Yeah,
search it
yeah.
on YouTube, and it's out there. And people are very excited about it. It's a very cool franchise. It's fun, and all 3 of the main characters are voice actors. Myself, David Kay, and Jim Ward.
Yeah.
Have you had Jim Ward on the show?
Not yet.
No.
Call
Jim?
us, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim?
How about David Kay?
Not yet.
No.
All right.
David Kay, pick up the phone, baby.
Okay. Yeah, these
Maybe
guys are
we'll
great.
have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little
We could do a
trio.
Ratchet and Clank one. Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Okay.
people would like that.
Always working. Okay.
Who else do we need? Let's call them right now.
Let's see. Let's open up your iPhone contact. James,
Yes.
what advice would you give to an aspiring voice actor out there right now listening to you?
The advice. See, I was going to do I was going to go for comedy, but no. I was going to say, get out while you can.
Yes.
Save yourselves. It's people. Soylent Green. No. I would say. See, I did it both. I did both.
We did both. It's
Listen,
good.
That's the
we know
kinder,
the
gentler.
producer, so you can do whatever
We
you
like
want.
we like comedy, man.
Yeah.
I would say honestly, read as much as you can. Be passionate about it. Love it. Know what you find every bit of information you can. Watch VO Buzz Weekly all the time. Ask me that again. What would you say is the one thing? I would say watching VO Buzz Weekly.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Honestly,
Give him
because
the
the
20.
truth
Give him the 20.
is, but that's really true though. Educate yourself on
Yeah.
voice actors
Yeah.
and on voiceover and the art of it. Don't get caught up in, oh, those guys sit in the room and they make a bunch of money and it's really cool and they just do like fart noises and stuff. No, it is a craft, it is an art. You get to act more than on-camera people get to
Yeah.
act, because if I was an on-camera actor, I wouldn't get to be Fred Flintstone and Johnny Test. I wouldn't get to be Obi-Wan Kenobi or all the other aliens have been on that show unless I had lots of makeup on. So know the craft and love it, because it is the best job in the world. It really is.
Yeah.
And read everything out loud and take care of your voice. I mean, there's so many things to learn about it. It's more than just doing voices. You don't have to do 100 voices. That's the other thing. Everybody goes, oh, I want to do, I
Just
do this
60.
one." 60, 40. You can get by with 40. What you have to know is what your voice can do.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And how to control that and what it can't do.
Yep.
Just as important, the negative side of it,
Yep.
no, the positive of that is to know what your voice
Yeah.
can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only show the great things you can do, not the
Exactly.
things that you don't
Yeah.
do too well.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And don't do anything that is going to hurt your voice. You know, oh, I do this great voice where I go down in here. And,
But after 5 minutes,
Yeah.
you're
Right.
spitting
It's not
blood.
worth it.
Not
The
good.
juice is not worth the squeeze.
well,
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
you heard it
There
here.
you go. Okay, so you are part of the Genius franchise, the Star Wars franchise.
Yes.
And you've hosted some of the biggest conventions and fan events ever.
Yes, I mean, Star Wars Celebration is the world's largest celebration of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I was the host this last one, and it was a great honor. I got to interview the likes of Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. I got spanked by Carrie Fisher on stage.
Awesome.
in front
There's
of
a
10,000
bucket
people.
list.
good.
Check that off.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
The Emperor, Ian McDiarmid, got to shock me with, I got to do that whole thing. And just take part in that. There's also Star Wars weekends at Disney. Disney Star Wars weekends, I do that. I've hosted that for the last 3 years in a row, and it's been a great thing. And that's where I sit in my room and just watch you.
Watching Stacey do her Disney must-dos.
When I'm just bored. Oh, what's Stacy doing? Oh, look, she's
Oh,
on
look.
the flume ride now.
She's scampering
Yeah.
about,
Yes.
screaming.
And then
Oh,
you
there she
watch,
is.
go and watch something else, and you go back. Oh,
Go
there
back.
she is again.
Every time I turn my TV on.
Yeah.
Wait, but you have to say, you're there for a month.
I'm there for a month.
Okay,
They-
so that's like hardcore, James.
lot of
I am
Stacey.
extremely flattered
Oh.
and slightly scared of you right now.
I watch you every day.
What's your favorite line? You want to do a part? Let's do a part. Which part do you
Come
want to do?
on. I like when you do that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on,
Let's
check it
go.
out. So check it out.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're just like her. So I'm there for a month, and my daughter has no concept of the fact that normal kids don't get to just go to Disney World for a month
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
have like the person in the little vest taking
Right,
them
I
everywhere.
know, no lines.
No lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So some days when she
We're
goes,
setting her up for a.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean I have to stand in
Excuse
line?
me, my
What?
dad and I. What? I write this 4 times. What?
just go on whenever I want. So yeah, Star Wars has been a huge part of my career, and my love of entertainment came from that too. When I was a kid, I saw it as a kid. I never would have imagined that I would be Obi-Wan Kenobi someday.
Yeah.
And when the phone rang and got that call, that was pretty cool. Because I started as a voice double, because again, most of my work is doubling, or a good portion of my work is doubling celebrities. And it was doubling Ewan McGregor because the movies were still being made. So I had to be able to do his voice and just, his way of doing it. And he was doing Alec Guinness, these aren't the droids you're looking for. So I was doing an impression of him doing him, and they're all doing Obi-Wan Kenobi. And so I've kind of made it my own thing. But we had 5 fantastic seasons of Clone Wars.
Wow.
And then Disney bought the franchise, and they decided to take it a different direction. But we had already recorded the 6th season. So they have it, and they've decided to animate that and put it together, and I've seen some of it. It's very cool.
Nice.
And you will be seeing it. Fans will be getting to see the 6th season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars in some facet within this year, I believe.
Wow.
Which is pretty huge.
That is
Because
very huge.
between now and 2015, there's going to be very little Star Wars that comes out. I mean, there's Star Wars Rebels that's going to come out on Disney XD, and that's the new cartoon that they're doing, animated show. But Clone Wars had a huge following, very passionate following. And so that's great. It's good news for all of them. And the Force is very, very strong here at VO Buzz Weekly. Yes. So I got to drop these liners in wherever I can.
Because they're great. They're great. So you've hosted the last 3 in a row, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe you're going to host the next one?
I have some new updates of my show, James. You need to see them.
Oh, well.
So I think you need to go back.
One never knows. I don't want to have to use the Jedi
for no
logic.
other reason than
Who
to see
knows?
my.
Wouldn't that be cool if we were there at the same time?
Oh my gosh! Well, I'm supposed to go back at some point this spring.
That would be great.
Oh my gosh!
But then you'd be like, okay, this is a little creepy, James.
I'm like, James, stop saying my lines. James,
Especially if
James,
you
this is
stay
my
in-
part.
in
James,
the
this is
room
my
next door.
part.
But again, I mean, you do realize that the TVs are set that when you turn them on,
Yeah.
it's you.
Shameless.
Technology, man.
The
I think
fairies,
they did
the
that on
buses,
purpose.
You
can't
know
get away
how
from
many
me.
actors would love to have every time a television is turned on?
That they're the thing you see. Yeah, I know.
It's my plan for the whole
It's
world.
pretty darn cool, man. It's pretty darn
Yes,
cool.
it's been an amazing
Sorry.
opportunity. I'm
No,
very
no, that's
grateful.
good.
And thank you for watching. I'm
Oh,
very flattered.
absolutely. And I really do watch it because I think it's
You
fun.
learn a lot
And
from
my
it.
daughter and I watch it. Yeah, it is addictive.
It's addictive.
Because it does change. You go, well, now
Yeah.
what?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, it's I've
the best kind of
I've watched it
Kool-Aid.
too.
It's
for
healthy
days
Kool-Aid.
in a row. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes, I'm gonna get serious a little bit here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You can still be funny.
And, I
but
have
I'm
something
gonna be
serious that's going to connect to
Oh,
you at
okay.
some point.
Gonna be
But
a
you
lot
go
of,
ahead.
Okay.
A lot of drama.
Yeah.
So
Gung.
when it comes to auditions, how do you approach creating characters? I mean, obviously you still audition, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Voice actors always audition. Doesn't matter who you hit that glass ceiling. It's not
Exactly.
Like
Some people, they get everything, but you still audition.
Yep.
And when you do an audition, you want to get the part.
yeah. Unless I go, Jess would be better at that, or somebody else
Exactly.
would be-
But if you're
yeah.
actually auditioning, you
Yeah.
want to. So what is your formula when you look at audition? How do you process it to give it the best thing that you can?
That's a great question. I don't know if I've ever been asked that. I try to, first off, one thing I find I do a lot of times is I won't read it. I'll read the specs, I'll look at a little of it, but I find that I like to record that first
Your
take.
first instinct.
The very
Yeah.
first thing, because I also find that I read it without fumbling the first time. And then the second time, you get it, and then you get it in your head. So I'll do that to get that out of my system. And then I'll go, well, okay. And I like to be the wild card. Every once in a while, you want to throw the wild card in, and they go, we're looking for guys 40 to 50 years old. We want a Jeff Bridges kind of a storytelling kind of a thing. And I'll go in there and I'll give them, Michael J. Fox instead.
I was just going to say
And
that.
say, okay, well, what if it's a little softer and a little different? And, so I'll do that sometimes if it's appropriate. If it's an animated thing, I'm always trying to kind of go as crazy as I can and get my range in there. Because, you got Kevin Michael Richardson, you got Clancy Brown, you got all these big guys, you got Fred Tatasciore, just brilliant guys. And we do Hulk, Agents of Smash. And I remember when I auditioned for that, I auditioned for the leader. He's the bad guy. He's the main bad guy.
Yeah.
The leader, and he's got this big voice. I will get you, Hulk, and your Agents of Smash.
And so I was kind of like the least likely candidate, you know, to walk in there and do that. So I just remember thinking, just go as big and over the top as possible. And that's what they wanted. So don't inhibit yourself. Don't, you know, just go for it.
Go for it.
And record it all. And with technology the way it is now, I mean, literally, you know, with your iPhone, your iPad, or whatever, and a mic, the little Apogee mic, which I love. I plug that thing in.
Yeah, that's a good one for.
And you can record this stuff. And you got to get used to hearing yourself, and you got to hear how it all sounds. So I don't know if that answers the question.
Well, that's your process, man, and I actually like that. I've never heard anybody say that they don't read anything, you know, any of the specs first and just go for it and see where they go with it, because sometimes intuition is great. But I just a quick little story before we take a little break here. But do you ever slate as Fred Flintstone? Because I would slate all my slates. I would be Fred Flintstone. This is Fred, you know, the reading for the blah, 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 and then go into the voice, you know?
No, you know, I try to slate in the character, but I also have slates of different ladies' voices slating, because I do so many different voices.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be my voice on there. So it'll be like my wife's voice or somebody else's saying, James Arnold Taylor. And then I come on doing you know, this, that, or whatever it is.
Wow.
And then it's different. So that's my
cool.
little trick. I have a patch in there where I keep
It's
a bunch
already
of them. Yeah.
pre-recorded, so you just like, boom, your name, and there you go. Right on, man.
Yeah, some little
That's a trick. So you can get your wife now.
Yeah,
girlfriend
that's
or your
well.
boyfriend
There's
or whatever.
a reason to get married. You just
Yeah,
there.
you need a wife.
Do
then.
my
Right.
slates.
You need a wife. That's the thing.
Okay, so James
Yes.
Arnold Taylor
James
Yes.
Arnold Taylor, JAT 365.
so generously is going to be giving away 4 copies of JAT 365.
Are you going to sign them?
I will sign them.
Whoa.
Hello.
That's
Come
a
on.
no-brainer right there.
That's a $25 value.
Hi, it's heaven on earth calling.
I don't know about that.
Are you going to spell your name correctly?
No.
So this beautiful book of inspiration, you are giving away 4 copies, and
Yeah.
if people tweet,
They'll tweet at JAT actor, JAT actor, to my Twitter, and give me an inspiration. Tweet me an inspiration, something that you hold on to, and something that's good and witty and fun, and we'll see what happens. We'll pick them at random.
love it.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Love it.
And
also, you can get the book on Amazon.
You can get it on Amazon.com and
also at your
createspace.com and on my website, jamesarnoldtaylor.com, and you can get the autographed copies there. And you can get a
Great.
deal where it's 2 for $20 there too, because it's the type of thing you kind of, you know, pay forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get one for yourself, get one for
Absolutely.
somebody else
Yeah.
that needs it.
absolutely, man. It makes
It's
great
timeless,
sense.
it's genderless, it's
you
fabulous.
Have somebody that
I
at
think I
work-
just came up with your slogan.
Look at that is. That's me. I'm timeless, genderless, and fabulous. Hello, how are you?
Better the book be that than you. Okay.
You
Yeah,
guys
somebody
are
that's grumpy.
Love it.
You get them the book. You just leave it on their desk.
Yeah,
and
with a
What's
pen.
JAT
Yeah.
365.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
Who's this
a
guy?
brand new pen. Use
Yeah.
it.
Hey, so now let me say something though.
Yes.
That is inspiring. Okay, so now I had the whole deal with the mold and stuff, and because also I'm an inspirational guy. Because every once in a while I get hit with the blues. We all get hit with the blues.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, one thing that pulls me out of the blues like nobody's business is your music.
Really?
Yes.
Well, thank you, man.
And see, now I'm getting verklempt.
So sweet.
Honestly, I put on Rock Sugar, and I just, it's like everything's okay.
Oh,
And
that's so
honest to
sweet.
God, I was having a day where I was having a really bad day.
Yeah.
And I put your guys' stuff on, and I was just like, I was teared up, but I was like, I needed that.
It made you feel good.
It really, really, yeah.
Thanks, man.
And
That
my
means-
whole,
that
my
means a
wife and my
lot.
daughter,
Yeah, that's
we're in the
cool.
car. We're all just rocking out.
Yeah.
It does.
And-
You can't not feel
and I mean that sincerely.
Thank you.
It was just so yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we in the past, man, we've had, and I love hearing that actually because
So sweet.
you know we worked so hard on that record and we wanted to make it great, you know. But we, you know, our Facebook is crazy with Rock Sugar and stuff like that, and we always have people, you know, I'm in the hospital and blah blah, and the only thing that gets me through every day is listening to Rock Sugar on my iPod
Getting
or whatever.
sugar-coated.
And, yeah, and it's just it makes us feel really good because
Yeah.
I mean it took us 3 years to record that album. Wow. You know, so we put a lot
It
of
shows,
love
though,
and a
that
lot
there's-
of yeah. So when people get affected like that, it feels good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
because I mean that's something to affect people that get that are in all this business all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, it really, yeah. So honestly, thank you.
That's cool, man.
I've been, kind of holding that back a little.
Yeah, I'll tell you what,
it's
man.
so
I'll
sweet.
trade you a brand new autographed version, although you probably already have one.
Oh, an
You got one
autograph.
for-
Yeah.
for
I
your
think I
book.
do. Yeah.
I'll do a swap with you, baby. Come on.
I do. I have several, and I give them out. I give them to my family, to my brother and sister.
That's
And,
great.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
cool.
so
Really
great.
fun.
James Arnold Taylor is a fan of rock sugar, ladies and
Woohoo!
gentlemen.
How do you measure success for yourself?
Gosh, I don't know. Feeling a self-worth. I think it's very important to make sure that what you're doing is good for you and everyone around you. And I think it's really important to not seek material gain. I know all that sounds kind of like, well, of course he's going to say that. But it really is true. I try to hold up the things that I want to do and I go, where is this? Okay, is this something I just want to do for me? Because sometimes there is. There are things I go, I just really want that. It's like my stage show. I'd love to take it and have it become this big thing. And then I have to kind of pull back and go, but why? Do I want it because of the money or because of the fame? Or is it because it's just fun?
Yeah.
And when I finally went, no, it's because it's just really fun. You just love performing.
Yeah.
We all love performing. We're
Well,
all
and that
performers,
live, doing it something live is
Yeah.
so different. I mean, because it's a different
So
payback than.
that feeling, I think, is a good, pure feeling of it. It's like, okay, I just want to entertain people. And that's success, I think. Whether you're doing like a show in your basement for your friends, or you're on stage in front of thousands of people, if you're feeling really good about it because you're seeing that, it's like
Yeah.
what your music does for me, it's that kind of thing. Well, then you know that it's important, it's special. But yeah, success for me has been just don't worry about it. Just live and know that you don't need to worry about that part. It's gonna work out. If you've got the ability and the drive, it will happen.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I was reading about you that you said that you like to, and I'm paraphrasing, but that you like to leave situations, places, the world better than when you found them. And you've certainly done that for us.
Oh.
You've done that for your viewers, your fans watching. We are so excited that you have come
Absolutely.
Well,
and shared with
thank
it.
you.
We're so honored that you've been here and wish you so much, just continued abundance. And
Thank you,
success.
honestly,
deserve
this is
every
great.
bit of it.
This is such a cool place to be, and it's great to be here now. Because see, I watch it, and then I go, but now I'm here.
Yeah, you are, man. Everything's live. It's real.
The apples are real. Awesome. No, but thank you very much. All right. So, any voices that you want? Any last requests? Johnny Carson, we could. All right. Here we
How
are.
about Johnny Carson?
Johnny Carson on VO Buzz Weekly. Of course, we could do it. We could update it, and we could do Jay Leno. He's got kind of a crazy voice, but there's so many voices.
You've done a lot, man.
I'm exhausted.
You're just like, you're like a one-man show.
Hey, there's an idea.
James, you should whip that up.
You guys better get to his website and check some of this stuff out. It's awesome.
JamesArnoldTaylor.com. Watch everything, listen to everything.
It's all free.
Even your promos.
book.
I mean, just your retro stuff.
Oh, thanks.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I love all those old
So,
retro voices.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
A lot of fun. So,
Well,
yeah.
dude, thank you for coming on
Thank
VO
you
Buzz
for having
Weekly
me.
and
Thank you
sharing
so
with all of
much.
us.
Yeah.
We so appreciate it. Those guys out there, I'm sure, are just like, wow, what a treat. Because
The chair is always open
Yeah,
for you.
absolutely,
Oh,
man. Anytime
yeah.
you want to come back, you just give us a little call. We'll trade a little rock sugar for a little inspiration, and we're good like that.
I got to bring some friends next time. We got to do combo ones.
Why
right?
Yeah,
not?
we're gonna do
sure.
some
Yes,
combos.
friends are great.
We're gonna do some combos.
All right.
I mean, not voice actors, just friends. Just people
Right.
that will sit
Okay.
here.
Not voice actors, just friends. We'll see you guys next time.
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, the voice of
Fred Flintstone, yabba dabba doo, and I just got buzzed with Chuck and Stacey. Oh, brother.
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, and I just got buzzed with Chuck and Stacey. Well, this is awesome. Whenever I want to really get buzzed, I, of course, turn on VO Buzz Weekly. It's the only place for real fresh VO Buzz. You feel it? The force is strong here. This is the show you're looking for. What an experience. I feel as though, even if they weren't right next to me, I would still want to say nice things about Chuck and Stacey. Because, really,
There are many different things you could watch. There are many shows, there are many podcasts, there are many places to go. But VO Buzz Weekly,
Yes, VO Buzz Weekly is the show for you. Kind of. Yes. No. Sorry. Are we still rolling? Okay. Please cut. I have nothing left.
Well, that concludes our show with the awesome James Arnold Taylor, and I still cannot believe that all that talent comes in one human being.
He's extraordinary.
Holy
He really
Toledo.
is. Don't forget, you need a copy of his book. It's amazing. So tweet an inspiration or go to his website or Amazon and get a copy. Also, keep up with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest at VO Buzz Weekly. We'll see you next time, you guys. And just remember, you always have time for a little buzz.